Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and please welcome Miss Priscilla from
Hi, all.
Tucson.
How is everybody today? It's a beautiful Sunday here in Tucson.
I know I'm cracking myself up. I'm cracking myself up. I don't think you were expecting me to do that, were you?
No, I don't care though. It's always fun with you, no matter what you do.
It is. It's always fun, and that's what life is all about. Enjoy yourself. Find joy.
We
And
have to find joy. We definitely need to find joy.
mhm.
And it's
And
always a joy to be with you.
oh, thank you, Priscilla. And it one of my favorite things is quantum healing hypnosis. And Priscilla happens to be trained in quantum healing hypnosis. And I'm saying that because we're going to define a little bit of variations that I do and the things that she does. And I'm very excited to share our experiences, man oh man, some of our experiences, and share some of our how we were trained and how we practice or not, and debunk some of the myths and share what it's like, some of our experiences, and what it might be like for anyone who is interested in quantum healing hypnosis. Now, Priscilla, you are trained in a specific um, type, or what would it's the QHHT is the one that you're
Yeah,
specially trained
quantum
in.
healing hypnosis technique from Dolores Cannon. She developed it over 30, 45 years that she was practicing. Um, it's a long course. I'm on level 2, taking level 2 classes. I've completed level 1. I'm an intern. You have to have 25 sessions. I've not reached 25 sessions yet because I took a break in it for a while, for a couple of years. But it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. It's
So
Go ahead.
let's do a brief overview to help people understand what it is we're going to be talking about, and then I'll ask you what it was that inspired you to get started, and then we'll go into a little bit more of the detail of how it works. So, what is it first, and then how did you get started?
Oh dear, you're breaking up.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if
Just
it's you or me.
so what I was asking is if you want to share with us, tell us what, in your own words, what it is, what QHHT is, and then how you got started in it. And then we'll go into a little bit more
Okay.
in depth.
Well, I'm going to say how I got started into it first, because in 2022, I lived in Key West and I went to visit my family in Fort Collins, Colorado for Christmas, like I do every year. Although now that's my home base. But one year I went up there for Christmas, and every afternoon everybody would kind of disappear to their rooms for a couple hours, take a nap, rest, whatever. It's just the way our family works on a daily basis. And all of a sudden, I started watching all these Dolores Cannon videos on YouTube. And I mean, that's all I watched. Whenever I had a chance, I was in there, and I'm like, this is kind of weird, because although I love Dolores Cannon, I was never really that intent about it. When I got home from that trip, I must have watched a dozen at least different videos of hers. And when I got home, she actually came to me. I'm a psychic medium like Jean, so I get information from the other side. And Dolores came to me and wanted me to take her training. And I was like, well, that explains why I've been binging on these videos. And so I decided to take the class. And it's on computer, so it's very easy to get involved and get started on it. And
Oh,
basically, what it is it takes you. It's a hypnosis, and the practitioner will take you back in time to review certain past lives. And by reviewing certain past lives, you can understand why you have some of the habits you have in this lifetime. Now, I had done a past life regression with another practitioner 2 or 3 years before and had found out that, well, it was just incredible. I was standing on a steps of some kind of huge building, and I was looking at the pyramids and watching the gold capstone being placed by a UFO on top of the original, the largest of the pyramids. And when I looked down at myself, I was an Anunnaki. I was an Anunnaki priest that would go into the pyramid at various intervals to bless the different areas, just to bless it, make sure that things were being done the way they needed to be done spiritually. So I guess I was kind of a spiritual guide there.
And this is a little off topic, but did you find out what the pyramids were used for? Why they were there?
They were used for communication and energy transfer.
Cool.
They were connected to all the pyramids all over the planet.
Wow.
It was an energy system.
Wow.
It was for healing, rejuvenation, transportation, I believe, and a lot of information, like a library. There's information there that I don't think we've discovered yet, but
able to access information through that energy system.
Yes. And there's still quite a bit there that hasn't been discovered. Information that we're not ready for, from my understanding. So that was my first regression. It wasn't QHHT, but that was one of the reasons I was fascinated by QHHT, is because of my first experience. And QHHT takes you back to 2 or 3 different lifetimes through the death experience. And ultimately, you address what Dolores called the subconscious, our subconscious, which is not the same as what a psychiatrist calls the subconscious. From Dolores's point of view, it is more of our higher self, discussion of our higher self, with our higher self. And you can find out all kinds of different things, why you do the things you do, your life path for this lifetime. The client usually gives the practitioner a list of things they want to address, a list of things they want, information they want to know. And then once the practitioner gets to the higher self, all those questions can be answered. And the interesting thing about it is that you're fully aware. You don't really, and I know from you having the same experience, you don't feel like you did anything or you went anywhere, but you remember pretty much everything that I went through, I remembered. And then also the practitioner will tape it and give you the tape, record it and give you the recording at the end of the session. And then you can discuss at the end of at the end of the session what you experienced and any questions you might have. So that's just a real quick rundown of
So it is very much a therapeutic type of modality in order to help people who may not know or may not have awareness about why things are occurring and how to heal them. Now there is a healing component in the quantum, in the QHHT portion, right?
Yes, when you start with when you go to the higher self, that's where you usually get your whatever healing you desire. You discuss that, and many times you can heal whatever issues that you're having right then and there, just instantaneously. When you wake up, they're gone. It's just incredible.
It is. It really, really is, you guys. And once you understand that we are all energy and everything is energy, and it's about our limiting beliefs. It's about our awareness. It's about our, the not the programming, but the conditioning from our
Conditioning.
ancestors and our society, you know, that when we reach a certain age, we usually get old and we usually, you know, no. I think the human body is designed to last for over 200 years. You know, we're not really designed to you know, expire so quickly, so soon. But, you know, depending on lifestyle, in other words, and the
I
optimal health, you know.
Exactly, and what you're talking about, our stories that we tell ourselves are nonsense, absolute nonsense, and it really is important to go back to that to your higher self and feel that freedom letting go of our stories gives us, because we aren't our stories. Those things are done and dusted. What matters is right now, and we do have the capability of healing ourselves if we would only believe it.
Yep.
We wouldn't even get sick if we trusted who and what our energies.
Yep, absolutely. That's what I mean by that environment or our societal conditioning.
Hmm.
So, thank you so much for introducing that for us and sharing why it is that you were inspired to pursue that training and that modality for healing. And I just want to take a quick moment and say hello to everybody who's here. There's so many people in the chat. Thank you for coming. Laura Kemper and Andrea Ramirez, thank you for coming. I see Jackie Jacaranda. Thank you very much for your help and your service there. I really appreciate it. And Christine Thomas is here, and Sherry Luke is here. Hi, Sherry. And CJ is here. Wiz Lightkeeper is here. So nice to see everybody. And Mary Kay is here. Hi, Mary Kay. So nice to see you. And Cree Design, Butterfly Readings. You guys, thank you all for being here. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Sherry M is here. Hi, Sherry M. Nice to see you. And I think I covered everybody, unless there's more. And Phyllis is here. Hi, Phyllis. Nice to see you. So, you guys, this is so exciting, and it's one of one of the things that has changed my life. Once you experience a session or experience this type of healing modality and possibility, it's 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 life changing. You're aware, you'll never be the same again. You'll know, oh, I'm actually a soul, an infinite soul, and it's within my own capability and in my own ability how far and what what I can achieve. It's up to me. And I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm not saying to let go of all those beliefs that we were taught, you know, for the first half of our lives is easy to let go of, but it's a way for us to keep remembering, keep coming back. And it has helped me in every aspect of my life for sure.
For sure.
And Priscilla
Can
and I
you?
are going to.
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to ask if you had an experience that you could share about one of the times that you had QHHT done, and something
Yes.
that really was amazing that you experienced.
Yep. Now, I have been there's other modalities. I didn't do the QHH. Now, QHHT is like a brand name, you guys, just so you
Yeah.
know. But it's that quantum healing. So I did the BQH, which is the one that you could do on the internet, and I also, you know, the QHHT must be done in person, and it's required. It's a little bit more of a therapy and a little bit more involved and a longer process. It's like a 4 or 5 hour process. Is
It
that
does.
correct? Yeah.
Yes. It take about an hour to 2 hours in an interview to start off, just to get comfortable with the client, or the client to get comfortable with you, and for them to really know you care about what's going on in their lives.
I have to correct you. I actually did. I did a QHHT in person. I did. I forgot. But and then I have done subsequent ones through the internet, and um, and that was the BQH and other
Hmm.
types of modalities, other types of healings. But one of the ones that came to mind is it was a past life regression, and I was, I mean, you know, just take this with a grain of salt, you guys. I'm not saying you have to believe it. I'm just saying this was my experience. Okay. Um, I was a witch doctor and I could see myself, and I had like these little wristbands that had feathers coming out of them, and on my ankles, it had little bands on it and little feathers coming out of it, and then I had like a little skimpy, like short tunic on, and all these things in my hair, and I was a man,
Cool.
and all these like uh,
Bead.
animal bones and things all around my neck and stuff, like really adorned. And I was responsible for my tribe, and I was trying to find a cure for what there was an illness going through the tribe. And whether, I mean, I don't know what it was, I couldn't tell you, but it could have been anything, like just from, I don't know what it was, but there was an illness going through the tribe, and I was trying to come up with a cure for it. And I did not want my tribe to take anything that I didn't try and take first. And I hear that that's typical for some inventors. You know, they always put themselves, try it out themselves. And one time I tried one of my remedies and died, and that's how I died, because it killed me. And it was an honorable death, because I
Sure.
saved my tribe from like I didn't give them it was too potent, or it was too whatever that caused my death. And it was I was honored and respected, and for immortalized memorialized, and held in their hearts as a place of honor for all of the efforts that I tried and that I died trying. And I was like, wow, that was pretty cool. But I could see myself. I could see what I was wearing, and I could feel what there was like this desperate need to help and to try and to, I was, concocting different things, and I was trying different things. And I don't, I wish I could remember the details, but it was about, helping people and not knowing quite how, and being of service, and the dedication that I had, and the way that sometimes you don't realize how other people may honor you after you're gone. It was interesting.
That's beautiful. One of the things that I experienced, I had it done by Sarah Breskman Cosme in Florida. She lives on Big Pine, and she's written several books that are out there right now. And I was a spark at the beginning of creation, and we sang existence into being. It was
Wow.
musical. It was and I was just one of a bazillion other sparks out there,
Mm.
flying through the universe to this unknown music. And it was just pure joy and love. And I don't know if that was the very beginning of the universe, or it was the very beginning of my spark, my part of the universe, but it was all these lights, beautiful lights and music. And I just thought that was absolutely fascinating, that that's how the universe was created, through sound and love.
And I would, if I might, also invite you to consider that sound is frequency,
Yes.
sound is vibration. And what sounds like angels singing or song is frequency and vibration. And that's creation. And and that's why sound healing is just so powerful. Oh my gosh. And colors have frequency and
Colors and
vibration,
sound, yes.
and crystals have frequency and vibration, and all of this is what helped to create all of us and this whole universe. I mean,
Mhm.
sound, and I remember, Priscilla, I say, whenever I say frequency and vibration is like a drinking game, or else people like roll their eyes. They're like, "Oh, Jean
I'd be
keeps
drunk as a skunk
saying."
if I had drank every time you said frequency of vibration. I'd never
I,
be sober again.
you're like, "What do you want to talk about?" I'm like, "Frequency and vibrate." You're
Frequency
like,
and vibration.
"Pick something else. Pick some." I'm like, "No, I can't." No, it's very, I mean, it's
Um,
it everything is energy. That's it, and it just is something that I just can't get enough of. But
exactly.
it all runs together. But that's what I heard when you said that the music, and it is musical, and creation is music, and it's also harmonic, and it's the harmony of earth. It's the harmony of humanity. It's the harmony of love. It's the harmony of, of the universe. It is a harmonic frequency. And if you, I mean, it's endless, you guys. I'm telling you. And I can't get too far because I get myself so excited. So let's stay on topic here. I just, I need to keep you guys with me or else I'll fly off my seat because Priscilla's here. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what the now um just to clarify and back up a little bit, Priscilla is talking about quantum healing hypnosis therapy, and there's also quantum healing that you can do that does not require hypnosis. And it's about getting into a relaxed state and working through things in a suggestive manner and guiding somebody else through their own healing. And that is something that I offer on my website as well as one of my one of my readings or sessions. You can get a quantum healing session as well, and they're 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 amazing, and I learn from each and every one for sure. And what it is not, what quantum, and today we're talking about quantum healing hypnosis. We're definitely speaking about the hypnosis. Now, there are different types of quantum healing, but the hypnosis portion, what it's not about going to sleep. It's not about giving your power away to somebody else, suggesting to you something. It it's not a stage act or a trick, and it's not a trick. It's about a superficial type of suggestion that the hypnotist is trained in. Um, it's not that. It's not losing control. It's not forgetting or falling asleep. And it is very few people go into a different state. And I don't, is it subliminal? Or what is that? What is that state?
I can't remember the name of it, but you remember everything in QHHT. There's, I mean, you may forget bits and pieces, but you're fully aware. In fact, I didn't even feel like I was under. I thought that somehow I didn't go under. Well, of course I did. But at the time, I because I was so aware of everything. But then again, Dolores said because of the change in our DNA, because of those of us that are star children, uh, our DNA has changed so much from when she first started practicing to when she passed to the other side that her sessions, most people did remember pretty much everything at the end, whereas when she first started, it was very unusual. People would forget. But by the end, mankind has changed so much. Our DNA has changed so much over the last 50 years that we are very much aware of that quantum state and don't really forget. We know we're there. Does that make sense?
It does. I was looking up the word. I don't know if you guys can, but it's yeah, yeah, for sure. And the mechanism of the hypnosis allows us, then you just said this, it allows us to get into that relaxed state. And this is why it's important for us to practice our meditation. And I know that you guys are, that's another word you're like, oh, Jean's going to talk about meditation. How boring, you know? And, or people say, I've tried, I can't meditate. It's about getting into that relaxed state in any way that you can. And when we get into that relaxed state and we find that center point of our being, that opens up the world, you guys. I'm telling you, there
The
is
universe, not just the
the
world.
universe. Yeah, opens up it's and you get into that centered point of relaxation and open. I'm it's not just me, it's not an ability. Every single solitary one of us has this ability, and we have been uh suppressed and or, you know, cut off from that access, but we all have it.
Mhm.
And it's about the information on how to do it and why we all can do it and how we all can do it ourselves. And it's really about that meditation. You can reach this form of bliss. You see Priscilla and I sitting here smiling and giggling, and our um, frequency is rising. It's because it is an absolute blissful feeling, and it is an infinite type of information, and it is really very motivating and inspiring. And it's we just wanted to talk about it to help maybe just you know, clarify any myths or answer any questions. And
I,
go ahead. Go.
one thing I wanted to say about the hypnosis, the QHHT itself, is that in my experience, I've had many readings, past life regressions, and to me, this QHDT was the most impactful because you're actually, instead of somebody else telling you about your past life or telling you, going into the Akashic records and reading your records for you, you experience the QHHT yourself. You experience that past life. You experience talking to your higher self. To me, that makes all the difference in the world. It's not you regurgitating information to me. It's me actually experiencing that information, experiencing that death, birth, past life, whatever it is that I happen to go through during that session. I feel it. I know it's me. It's not somebody telling me something about myself where you can kind of go, yeah, you know, you say I got this guy, blah, blah, blah. You say I did this, you say I did that. Yeah, that it all sounds great. But there's nothing like experiencing it for yourself.
Mhm.
Feeling that shaman that you were, that witch doctor, sounds like a witch doctor to me, that you were. It's just, you own it. It's easier to own it when you feel it yourself.
And that's the healing part, you
And
know. That's what.
that's a big part of healing.
So what's the difference between in quantum healing hypnosis? They talk about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And if you could just in plain terms sort of verify or illustrate what
Well,
that
what
might
she
look
calls
like.
the subconscious mind, like I said, isn't what a psychiatrist would call your subconscious. The subconscious mind, as far as Dolores was concerned, was our higher self, our higher mind, our higher self, the true essence of ourselves. That's pretty much the difference, I think.
Mhm, mhm. Um, so the power of the subconscious um, forms opinions and ideas about ourselves and about other things around us and about things that we don't remember. It also either ignites or suppresses our willpower or our ability to
Mhm.
believe something. And yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think that would be more what a psychiatrist would call the subconscious, as opposed to what Dolores called the subconscious.
mhm.
Does that make
and
sense?
I think it's going to be really important moving forward to help people get past some of the old beliefs and ideas that they had about humanity and about this earth. And hypnosis has the ability to bypass the resistance and the fear, because some um,
Hmm.
institutions instill fear for control, and without us being able to release that fear and see the truth and the reality, sometimes it's hard for us to get past that. Now, we may be able to do talk therapy for about 30 years, or you can do a hypnosis session.
In about 30 minutes, no, about 3 hours. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yes, Lark Kemper says, would that not be the ego? I think the ego and the subconscious, the normal, what you would call subconscious, are pretty much the same thing. You're right. The ego would get in the way, that type of
Hmm. Hmm.
information. But Dolores takes you to your higher self, which is, she calls the subconscious, which I actually think is probably the true nature of the subconscious, rather
Hmm.
than what a psychiatrist
Hmm.
would use.
And what modern medicine calls the subconscious is really our ego.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. That
that's
makes a
what I
lot of sense. Hmm. So, what are some of the healing and emotional releases can be helped by the QHHT? Um,
any
is
any of them.
stress, trauma, uh,
Trauma, so much of our
memories?
trauma comes from past lives, uh, that we don't even know. We can't figure out, okay, I'm afraid of water. Why am I afraid of water? Nothing's ever happened to me in water. And you do a past life regression and you drowned on the Titanic. No wonder you're afraid of water. Not necessarily Titanic, but it's something that simple that happened to you in another lifetime, or maybe several previous lifetimes you had issues with something. So, self esteem, self consciousness, all these kinds of issues, anything can be addressed. Physical
Habits, addictions?
addictions, habits, illnesses,
Hmm.
illnesses.
Hmm.
I
Chronic
didn't cure my
illnesses?
diabetes, but that's not
Hmm.
to say it's not going to happen.
Hmm.
I mean, there are certain things that can't be healed that you have contracted to have these issues in this lifetime. And if it's a contracted issue, you're not going to be able to change it. That it's not going to change. But if it's
Hmm.
something that is happened over and over again and it's just one of those things, you can heal those issues as long as it's not a contract you made before coming here.
Hmm.
And then again, there's some people that say that some contracts can be broken. I don't know.
Yeah. Or you're finished with that type of information and you learned everything you could learn from it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Pain relief, and
Absolutely.
it's also supportive for medical care, and um, it's really quite versatile, and it can help to propel you spiritually because of it opens up your awareness, and it validates and confirms that you are an infinite being. And
Absolutely.
there is no doubt in your mind when you experience these other lifetimes that it is you, and you feel that it is you, and you know for certain when you're going through this type of experience that it is you. And when you're talking to your higher self, it's a little bit you are aware about what you're saying, and your higher self would say, well, this one or Jean needs to stop eating cucumbers so much because they really don't agree with her. And you're saying it, but it's your subconscious saying it about you. So it's like you're the third person. And it
Yes.
is mind blowing, but you're saying it because you're like a hollow bone. You're like, it comes through you and it comes out of your mouth because it is your higher self, but it is not your ego or your analytical or judgmental mind. And that's why it takes so long. But just letting this go, and a lot of these similarities with the quantum healing therapy, hypnosis therapy is a, a lot of what we try and access when we try and increase our spiritual or our our psychic and our psychic gifts, our psychic and mediumship and um, Akashic record reading. A lot of it is letting go of that analytical and judgmental egoic mind, stepping out of the way and allowing that flow from your higher self, from your spirit guides, from other loved ones to come in and through you, and not through the analytical, judgmental, questionable
I
mind.
had a really hard
Mhm.
time with the analytical mind. I'm so left brain. I mean, when I take tests, I'm pretty much balanced left and right. But for me, it just, until I could embrace my imagination, I really had a hard time letting go, because all the jobs I had were left brain jobs. That I wrote technical manuals, totally left brain. So it took me quite a long time to squash that and let the right side come out, the creativity and imagination.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I do recall, it's a real struggle. I mean,
It is.
it's about letting go, and it takes practice. It takes repetition, it takes validation. And so how about, tell me how you healed through taking the course on how to administer QHHT to others. And was it because you were practicing on yourself, or because of the information that you were learning?
I think I think it was both, because it wasn't that much earlier than I started to have my clairs come online, like within a couple of years before I did the QHHT training, the initial training. Um, and one of my first clients was very left brain, an attorney, and I couldn't get him to let go. I couldn't get
Oh,
Yeah, I couldn't get him let go. It was he was my third session, my third client, but I could relate because I had many of the same issues, because I was so left brain. So that actually helped me learn to let go through the training, through practicing on other people. That really helped me a lot in letting go and helped open my clairs.
now somebody like that test subject that you were talking about, you said he was a lawyer, he was an attorney.
Mhm.
And so he will be able to reach that level of relaxation, but it may take 2 or 3 sessions for him to be able to get there.
Yes.
And I do feel that everybody has the ability. It just matters how much,
I'd
you
love
build
to do
up.
him again, because I think I would be able to work with him. I was so new. Like I said, he was my second person, and second or third. And it was very disappointing. But I learned from that session more than some of the other sessions, because it was so difficult, and because
Hmm.
it was me. It was me sitting there. So that was kind of interesting.
Wow. Wow. So tell me, you talked briefly about the interview process and what clients might experience during hypnosis, and how safe it is, how much control they have, and if if there's any surprises, any things that they don't want to know. What happens during from what you can share, or feel that you need like to share, what happens during that interview process that helps people to feel like they're in control, and that it's safe, and that there's no surprises?
Well, I mean, obviously, you explain to them that they're totally in control, and that there are going to be surprises. But the fact is nothing can hurt you when you're in
Right.
that state. Nothing can hurt you, and you just remind them, if they're upset because they've just died. and they're kind of freaking out because they just died and they don't quite know how to handle it. Basically, what you tell them is, you're not feeling it. You don't have to feel anything that happened. You're visualizing it. You are the observer. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing can touch you when you're regressing like that, because you're just the observer, and that's basic. That basically works. You don't have to feel the pain unless you want to,
Or the emotions, because some
or the
people say, I
emotion.
can't handle it. I can't handle the emotion and how
Step back.
tragic it might look. The fear.
Exactly. You just reassure them they are the observer. Nothing can touch them. They've already been through this. It's in the past. It's done and dusted. It can't affect you now. You're only simply observing. And that seems to work. It
And
will calm people down immediately.
and you know what, Priscilla? That's true every day.
It is
We
true.
are the observer. We don't have to feel and be overwhelmed and have this anxiety ridden, off the wall. And we do feel it. You have to feel your feelings, but you don't have to live there. You're able to be the observer and not be overwhelmed and allow your ego to take over and uh,
That's
render
very true.
you useless. Hmm.
That's very true, because this is just, you could say it's a quantum healing session that we're all going through. We're all living through this play that we're pretending to be a part of, when we're actually observing and learning and here to gain more knowledge.
Hmm. And it often opens up the awareness of what the human incarnation or the experience of being human in this world is. It defines it for you and gives you an understanding that we're infinite beings, that we're here to experience certain experiences, certain scenarios, certain relationships, and certain challenges. And we're here. All of that is for our soul's growth.
Growth.
And
And we've done
no,
it a million times, and we'll do it a million more times, more than likely, whether it's here on this planet or somewhere else in another universe. It is a multiverse, so who knows where we'll be next time.
it is. The information is just so valuable, and
It
the
is.
understanding, and it's wonderful for those to have a healthy skepticism when you're learning about these things, because it's a new idea for you and it's a change. But I invite you just to explore and to look into some of the sessions. There's other hypnosis sessions that are recorded by Alba Weinman, and there's I think that some people do record them and share the recordings. You can find these things, but it's really the information and the perspective and the way that it enables us to become the observer is it's so very key. That's really, and it's not a difficult concept, but the switch of letting go of our ego and becoming the observer is, I don't it takes a while for people to step into that, and it comes in layers. But it's really just magnificent. And the more you can do it and bring it into your everyday life, the more.
Easier life is.
Yeah.
It takes practice, like anything else. Practice, practice, practice.
Hmm. And they call that like limiting your limit, breaking your limiting beliefs and your self-sabotage. How many people here have gone through self-sabotage? I am telling you,
I'm the
I'm like,
queen
I
of
don't know
sabotage.
whether it's your job or whether it's your car or whether it's your boyfriend. I mean, every time it
Yeah,
happens, um, it also helps with confidence, self-worth, and empowerment. I mean, for sure.
for sure. All of those.
Hmm. Hmm. And these insights integrate into our everyday lives. And who would you say is best suited for a hypnosis session, a quantum healing hypnosis session?
Anybody that wants to learn more about themselves, anybody that wants to delve into why they do the things they do, some of the things they do that they don't understand. Anybody that wants, to know more about themselves.
They
It's
have questions.
incredibly enlightening. Incredible.
Why? Yeah, why am I afraid
Why
of
am I
water?
here?
What? Hmm.
Yeah, any of the whys. Why? It can answer
Hmm.
a lot of those. After I had my first one done, I couldn't wait to have another one done. I haven't had the second one done, but I'd like to do another QHHT because I learned so much the first time. Now I have different questions.
Yes. Yes.
I want to know more, but then I always want to know more. I'm always learning. I always want to learn more. It's just who I am. I'm never satisfied with the status quo. I need to know more.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's a failure or a good
No,
thing.
it's one of the things I love most about you, Priscilla. You have that infinite, inquisitive and investigative desire to find out more about humanity and more about ourselves. And I think
The
that we're
more you
led
learn
to
about
this.
yourself, the more you're able to help others as well as yourself. And since we're here to help each other, I got to
Mhm.
know more.
So, would you say hypnosis is a relaxation technique, a mind control technique, or a healing technique?
I don't think I would have anything to do with mind control technique, but I think it's a healing. And what was the first one?
Relaxation.
Oh, definitely relaxation. When you wake up, you feel like $1,000,000. You feel fantastic, energetic, hopeful, excited, happy, and rested. You feel very rested.
Mhm.
But mind control, no,
Mhm.
no. I
And
can't
I just
think.
want to point out to you, maybe you don't realize that you said it, but you said when you wake up, and it's not really an awakening. It's about your beta, theta. Is it there a level of consciousness? Yeah.
Mhm. Yes,
And it's similar to that place where right before you fall asleep, where you're
exactly.
like kind of like, really relaxed and zen, or that place right before you wake up and you're like you're aware, but you're kind of coming back out of it. It's in that place. It's very
Yeah,
similar to that place, in my opinion. I don't want to
I
speak for
agree.
everybody,
No,
but
I think it is. You're in that beta state, I guess it is, not beta, alpha. I can't remember
mhm. Alpha,
that in
beta, theta.
between. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it's also very important. I noticed somebody talking in the chat. It is very important to make sure that you go to a certified quantum healing technique person, that they are certified. I wouldn't go to just anyone for hypnosis. It's super important. It is for me because I need to be able to trust the person that.
Oh, absolutely. There is a trust that needs to be developed there for sure.
And
Mhm.
that's a huge thing if you're going to be hypnotized. I wasn't sure it was going to work for me because I had a friend whose father was a hypnotherapist, and he wanted to hypnotize several of us in a room one time, and I was like, no, I, and I just, he couldn't hypnotize me. I was not going to allow it. So you absolutely can stop it if you don't want it. But I didn't know him well enough. I didn't trust him. I didn't know if he was going to make me dance like a chicken or whatever. I was a child. I was very
Mhm.
young. But
Yeah. It's important that you are consenting to the process, and you are aware and in control at all times and
you are
can
definitely.
absolutely stop it at any time. And yeah, yeah, there is no danger in that. And so um,
Somebody's asking what's quantum healing. So maybe you can explain a little bit about what the difference is.
Quantum describes beyond space and time, which allows us to go into the past life, which allows us to go into the higher realms. Just and that's the description. That's the method or the vehicle in order to go into that hypnosis or the area or I
You're
guess
going into the
it's
quantum field.
yeah, it's in that field in which a lot of it occurs, or it's because it's not happening. It's not we're existing. It's not happening. It's existing. In the quantum field, everything exists. It doesn't happen in the quantum field. It happens in the now. And that's why they say stay in the now moment. We are only in control of what is happening now in our choice that we make now is in the now moment. Everything else is in the quantum. It's existing before. It is existing.
It's possibilities,
Hmm.
right? It's all the
Hmm.
possibilities in the quantum.
Yep. And a lot of people say, well, your past life, it happened, but it happened in the now moment, but it still exists, that we can go back and visit. But good question. Thank you very much, Just Visiting. Um, oh yeah, it's definitely different from Reiki. Sure. Reiki is connecting to the higher vibrational realms for assistance from the Reiki masters, and and also for the attunements. Um, but the quantum is the Reiki is also administered in this here and now state, but the support and the guidance comes from the higher realms, a different realm. Yeah. Um, it's hard to describe it, and sometimes English human words just don't have the capacity to describe the differences, but we'll try and do the best that we can. Um, and so, what do you think that this quantum healing hypnosis technique would help the most? Like stress, or healing, or clarity, or purpose? Can we learn our purpose in
All
this
of it,
life?
all of the above. Oh, absolutely. I think that's probably the number one question is why am I here? My purpose. That's probably the number one question.
And it's not your job. It's not your vocation. It's
Nope.
not your career. That's not your purpose.
Yeah.
No.
Basically, all of our purposes is to learn. That's what we're here. We're here to learn and to help each other. Help
Love
each
and
other learn.
experience.
Love
Hmm.
and experience. That's really basically what all of us are here for.
Hmm. Yep, I know. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Um,
It is
uh,
beautiful. We're beautiful. This is a beautiful community. There's so much love and healing and acceptance and everything that we're here on the planet to do within this community on YouTube. And I'm sure there's many, many others.
yeah. Um, so some of your experiences, so you've experienced it once, but did you not work with another practitioner where you exchanged?
No, no,
Okay.
no, I
Okay.
didn't.
And this is all self-led through the internet. I mean, you would watch videos and for demonstration, and then you would read to learn how.
There's level one, two, maybe a level three. I can't remember. There's a level three. There's a different courses through uh, the QHHT website.
And
And it's mainly videos that you watch and then you practice. Then you
mhm,
practice.
and that's really the important part is that practice to build those muscles and the confidence. And one of let me see, one of my, QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis is not only past life, it's going to that higher self
Yes.
and going to the reason why. And it allows us to understand that lifetimes are experiences and are many, and they're here to teach us something. But the higher self is sort of observing all of that and expanding every time we have a lifetime. And that in itself is valuable. But then the higher self says, you say, what is it that Jean is, what is most important for Jean to learn in this lifetime? And it's one word. And my one word was trust.
Mine was forgiveness. Mine was forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, you know, the rest you have to figure out on your own. I'm like, that's it.
No, really? Is that all? Is that all there is?
Yep, it comes through like that. I do remember that when I was going back home, and I was all right. I had a lifetime like as a Dutch girl, and I had geese, and there was a pond, and I was you know growing vegetables or whatever, and I was a young girl, a young woman, and then when that lifetime ended. Um, is when I was at my higher self, and I was going towards like a star system. And it's, what are those spirals called? I always forget what that's called. A spiral for like a star that goes into a spiral. It's called something. Um, Let me just,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's, it's, no,
I'm
I
thinking
can't
of a
see it.
spiral galaxy.
Yeah, but not exactly. Um, Not a tornado. Um, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I spelled it wrong. Maybe that's why. Yeah. It does look like a galaxy, but it's another.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. It's like a pinwheel, but it looks like a galaxy. And if I can show you the picture, it looks, oh, I can't. Oh, this one. Let me just show you the picture, you guys. You know
Sure.
how I like to pop it up. Just
We
because
are.
I was looking at it, it looked a lot like this. This is what I found. And this is the galaxy, but I saw a spiral, and I was going home, and this is called a something. I don't know what it's called, but and and I knew I was going back here, and I knew that this was familiar to me, and I knew that this was where I lived. And and I saw little babies, and they had wings. And I'm like, oh, they look like those little piano babies, or those cherubs,
Arabs.
in um in Italian architecture, those cherubs. And they said, no, no, they're not, they weren't cherubs, but that's what I saw in my session. But they were the actual cherubim angel race that was
Wow.
there greeting me. And but if I had saw a cherubim angel, and the magnificence of the power, and the it would be overwhelming, and I would not be able to, it would, like, affect me in a detrimental manner. So they do have these, and my spirit guides do it to me all the time. They have these ways of presenting information so that you would get the information, but in a kind, gentle manner,
A way that
and
you can understand it,
in the way
comprehend
you
it.
can. Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. It's, it is just fascinating. And, from, ever since then, when I do get information, a lot of times it comes through in a symbolic manner.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's it it's amazing what you can experience, and it's infinite, and it's just
It
beautiful.
is.
Mhm, mhm. Well, Priscilla, is there anything that I didn't cover that you wanted to share with the community here about QHHT?
Go get a session. Go have a session. It's so worth it. It is so worth it. You'll learn so much about yourself. It's too bad it's expensive to do it. It is expensive, but it's worth it. We spend money on all kinds of garbage, so we might as well do something that's beneficial to ourselves. So I highly recommend having a session if you can.
Mhm. Hmm. Now, if I can maybe just clarify, this is the hypnosis, what we were talking about this entire show. But there is quantum healing that I do, and you do not go under hypnosis. You just get into a more of a relaxed state, and I guide you through it. It's not hypnosis. It's me guiding you. It's a quantum it's quantum healing therapy and
Right.
quantum healing session. It's not the hypnosis at all.
Well, I
Even though
haven't done that with you yet, Jean. I've had several readings from you over the years.
and
So I
you've
may
done
uh-huh.
the past life reading, and it's not a past life regression, it's a past life
No.
reading. And I
Yeah.
go to the halls of knowledge, and the Akashic records. There's so many different types of vehicles, but there's
Yes.
nothing like you being there, you experiencing it, you knowing. And it's almost like, when you come out of it, you're like, did that really just happen? And you almost have to look back or listen back to the recording in order to like really solidify that is what it is that you
I
heard.
think
And
that's super important to make sure you listen to those recordings because every time you listen to it, you're gonna find out something you didn't realize was there. You're
mhm.
gonna learn more each time you listen to it, and I have a bad habit of being one and done, and then I end up going back years later and going, "Why didn't I listen to this before?"
Mm,
So
absolutely. So Lark wants to know, did I do Beyond Quantum Healing? I have been trained in Beyond Quantum Healing, but it's very similar. Um, but I do not offer that on my website because that is a 4-hour type of uh it's through the internet, and it's a relaxation technique, but it's not a hypnosis technique, and it's very similar to the QHHT. But I have not. I don't offer that. I just do the quantum healing session where I basically guide you through relaxation, guide you through the healing process. And I've learned that through my shamanic energy healing and my crystal healing and other healing modalities. I've combined that with my BQH training and also Alba Wyman uh, training as well, and combine that into what it is that I feel I can offer somebody with value, with effectiveness in the time frame that we both have. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't have the time to spend a whole
it
day.
is
But
4 hours. It's
yeah.
4 hours to do a QHHC, between 4 and 6 hours. It's a big time commitment for you as well as the client,
So is it for mental or physical?
both.
What can it help? Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh,
Spiritual, mental, physical.
Smoking habits. Yep. Yep. And it's more than just that. There is hypnosis that you can do for smoking and for dieting and for different things and for fears and that's more clinical. This is a little more spiritually based and
Yeah,
soul experience based. Yeah. Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm. Um, yeah, this has been an amazing, wonderful discussion. Thank you very much for coming on and sharing what it is that you know. And when do you, well, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but Priscilla will let us know if she's, when she's going to begin her practice so that we can be aware of it. And
I will let you know.
mhm.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to spend the afternoon with you.
It
Always
is.
a joy.
You're very welcome, and thank you for coming on. It was so it was so much fun. I really enjoy when we get together, and
Me too.
um, it's it's I just don't have words for it. It's really really beautiful, and I'm so
I
grateful
appreciate it.
for you to spend time together with us. And I just wanted to remind everybody, if you don't mind, I wanted to remind everybody of my special that I have going on. And this is my winter special offer, and it's a personalized psychic medium reading. You can get messages from loved ones, messages from pets, spirit guides, angels, insight for life decisions, or developing your own intuitive gifts, all of these in combination, or pick one, whatever you'd like, whatever we can do in 45 minutes. And this is a winter special that's going on and through the end of February. If anybody is interested, you can just go onto my website, SunPsychicJean.com, and it's the first option there. And you can take a look around to see what other things I do offer as well. But thank you
I
very
highly
much.
recommend a reading with Jean. She's an amazing reader. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Priscilla. That was very sweet of
It's
you.
true. It's true. I've had several readings with you. One of my trusted go-tos.
Well, thank you. And if I could just take one more moment and tell everybody a little bit about my other special that I have going on. This is my website, and this is the first page is all my readings. And then you come over here and you see events, you click on events, and I'm offering different events in February. I have a past life mini reading. It's it's a Zoom event, and it's a group of us, and you get together, and I do mini readings on several people, and everybody is there to help. And it was phenomenal. Everybody was like looking up facts and Googling it and telling me whether or not the information was correct. And then we would go in more and get more information. It was phenomenal. It was great. It was so much fun. We did that last year, and I'm doing it again. It's a past life mini reading, and it's a small group. And if you're interested, you can just click on the bar, and that's on Sunday, February 8th. I believe that's next Sunday.
Next
And
Sunday, yeah.
it starts at 2 Eastern. And you just click anywhere on the bar. It'll describe what it is here. And we just ask that you arrive 10 minutes before. And then you click on this attend button. And once you go through the process, it will send you a receipt email. And in that email receipt is your link. It gives you the Zoom link instantly. So save that email, and that's the link that you use to attend the session. And this is going to be up until, like, if you decide earlier that day and you had a cancellation and now you can make it, you can just sign up that same day if you want to. So whatever, it's really very versatile. So I'm really excited about it. And I am going to be doing one different type of event each month. And in addition to that, I also have my psychic study practice group. And this one is the one in February is on the 22nd, and that starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Now, I do have a group of us that get together monthly that I offer them a package, like a spring package, a winter package, or whatever, that's at a group rate. Or a bundled rate, or if you're interested to come and just see what it's like, you can come in just one time and just come in once, and this is your way. It tells you what time and what day, and we do ask you to come in 10 minutes before.
Those are lots of fun. I go to those on a monthly basis, and I just have the best time.
Yep.
And I love what your journey at the beginning of it, our little meditation and journey at the beginning is fantastic. So.
Yep, it's a guided meditation to help you with your focus. It helps you with your relaxation, centering, and focus. And it's that muscle that we need to tune in, raise your frequency and your altered state of consciousness through that meditation. And then we go right into the practice technique or exercise. And then we go right into the breakout rooms. So I hope that method is effective, and people have really told me that they really like it. So it's fun.
I really like it. I think it's very effective.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Thank you again, Priscilla, for coming and sharing your wisdom with us. And we look forward to seeing you again. I will be back on Tuesday with Wisdom Seeker Joan, and Tara Stash will be on Tuesday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern. And then we'll be back on Tuesday afternoon with Scott Scorpio Suntarot, Wisdom Seeker Joan, and I. So it's going to be a wonderful, fun Tuesday. Please do come back and see us. I know. It's going to be fun. So thank you again, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jean. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.